Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Ben Hodges from BS Drum Academy here, and welcome to our next lesson in the Level 1 series. This is Rudiments. Now, a rudiment is basically a pattern that we play on the drums. We can play it with our hands, we can also play it with our feet, but rudiments is something that we use all the time. We use them to play the drums. So it makes sense that we practice rudiments, and there is over like 40 big rudiments that you can learn. Today I'm going to be teaching you some of the basic ones and the ones that we'll probably use the most. And it's going to give you a good foundational start as to how to move around on the drums. It's going to teach us which hand goes first. And we're basically trying to teach our brain to automatically memorize these patterns so that when we actually get to something hard on the drums, it's going to automatically kind of figure itself out. So we need to be able to learn these hand patterns and how to move it. I know that a lot of people think about rudiments thinking in like drum rolls, like you would do for like on the snare drum and that kind of thing. And that's something that is part of it. But it's actually learning patterns that make us move around the drums a lot easier. So that's something that we're going to be truly learning. So rudiment is pretty much a pattern that we use. We use rudiments not only to figure out hard drum parts, but also it's a great way of warming up our body, warming up our brain, and getting our hands and our wrists all ready to go before a big performance or we actually play. So a lot of the stuff we're doing today, you can actually implement in your practice plans as a regular part of your warm-ups and also your practice. And so it's an important part of all practicing is learning rudiments and doing them doing them repeatedly. Now, for today's lesson, you have some choices in terms of what equipment you need. Best case scenario, you would have, of course, your drumsticks and either a drum to hit, like a snare drum, or a practice pad, like I have sitting on top here ready to go. That's what I'm going to be using for today's lesson. However, you can also use drumsticks and a pillow or another hard surface or like a floor or something that usually bounces. You also don't have to use your drumsticks. You can also just use your hands and use your lap or a tabletop or something like that. Rudiments is a pattern. So we're learning a pattern and we don't necessarily need drumsticks to do that. But that being said, drumsticks is helpful because it's also reinforcing our proper hand technique as we start to play them. So that's something that we're going to need to know. Now, before we get started, here's some good tips for success that you need to know. Number one is that during any time that we play rudiments, it's really important that we stay relaxed as possible. As soon as we take our drumsticks and we clasp them and grip them as hard as we can, we're automatically using more muscles. Now, when we play the drums, playing for a long time is important to us and playing without pain or tension. That's important to us so that we can play longer, we play easier, and it's very comfortable to play. As soon as we start to squeeze our muscles and feel tension, that's when our playing starts to go a little bit wrong and we start to feel pain and fatigue and so on. So, for example, something as simple as holding the drumsticks, we want to be as relaxed as possible so that when we play the pad, we want to be relaxed. Okay? As soon as we start to grip our sticks too hard, we start to use a bit more of our arms and it becomes a bit inefficient and we're not allowing the drumstick to bounce. We want to utilize that bounce. So the more muscles that we use, the harder it's going to feel. So we want to stay as relaxed. We stay relaxed from our fingers, we stay relaxed in our wrists, and even our elbows, and even our body posture. We don't want to be shrugged up in the shoulders, flexing our biceps, and so on. Okay, we want to stay nice and relaxed. Now, second thing I want to mention to you is technique is the most important thing here when you're doing rudiments. And just like playing all drums, technique is the most important. I know that a lot of people, when they start to think about rudiments and playing the drums, speed is like one of the most important things to them. It's like one of their big goals is, I just want to get faster at the drums. And when we think of like some of the best drummers in the world, we can think about some of the big solos or fast fills that they do and the crazy chops that they have. It is really impressive. Like it's quite an athletic feat to do that. However, if you ask any drummer in the world, and especially those drummers, and if you did ask those famous drummers, what's more important? Technique is always going to be their answer. In order to get the speed, technique has to come first. So if speed is important to you, work on technique first, okay? Don't work on trying to go as fast as you can. If you work on trying to go as fast as you can, that's where you start to learn bad habits, start to use more muscles, and you start to wear out a little bit easier. And your playing becomes a little bit sloppy. So technique first. If you focus on technique first, the speed will come naturally. I promise you that. It will come naturally. Third thing I want to mention to you is letting the drumstick do a lot of the work. Now, if you haven't already watched one of my previous lessons, my free resources online called How to Hold the Drumsticks, I highly recommend you pause this video and go back and watch that on my website. It's free. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it lots of places. And I would suggest you watch that because it's going to teach you, A, the proper way how to hold a drumstick, and B, where to hold the drumstick so that it bounces the most. We want to use the bounce to our advantage. Okay, so we want to let the drumstick bounce off of the stick, and we're really not using any energy in order to do this, okay? But if I'm holding the drumstick incorrectly and I'm using my hand, now my drumstick, because I'm gripping it so tight, it won't bounce back. So we want to use the bounce to our advantage of the drumstick, and we're going to let the drumstick literally do all the work for us. It's going to naturally want to keep bouncing on its own. So the more bounce that it can provide, the easier the drumstick is going to move and the more comfortable it's going to feel for you. So let the drumsticks do the work for you. That's important for you. Last thing I want to mention to you is trying to keep things even between the right hand and the left hand. Now, think about a typical drum beat that we might feel. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to be playing a typical drum beat, I would usually go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hi-hat, and then my snare drum would only come once in a while. Boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, right? So my right hand is doing 4 of these, and my left hand is only doing 1 on the snare drum. So my right hand gets 4 hits, my left hand only gets 1. So you can already tell the right hand is getting tons more practice than the left hand. And that's quite common for lots of drummers. Even if you're right-handed, you do things more with your right hand. So for example, maybe you write with a pen or pencil using your right hand. You brush your teeth with your right hand. You throw a ball with your right hand. And your left hand doesn't really get much practice. So it's very common when you're doing rudiments and even playing the drums in general, you notice your right hand tends to have a bit more success than the left hand, or the right hand's a little bit faster than the left hand, or it feels more comfortable. That is just kind of naturally how your body learns to do things, especially when it gets more practice than the other one. So, with that being said, it's important that we try and even things out using rudiments as well. So not only are we going to be practicing with some of the exercises today with going right hand first, we're also going to be practicing going left hand first. That's important to us so that we can learn both ways and our body gets used to it. And remember, our brain is kind of learning these patterns automatically. So the more practice we get with it, the more comfortable and natural it's going to be when you start to get more creative with the drums. You can also use rudiments to your advantage to try and get the left hand to catch up to the success of the right hand. For example, perhaps you're only doing one-handed only type of rudiments. So maybe you're only practicing the left hand for practice section and not using the right hand. So you're actually giving the left hand the practice that it needs in order to kind of catch up and finish it. So great amounts of success here that you can use and great tools that you can use. Alter kind of as you need, but we're making sure that the right hand and the left hand are kind of basically even. All right, so that being said, let's get to today's exercises. Now, here's what you need to know for today's exercises. You can choose whether you're going to be using your drumsticks and the snare drum, or drumsticks and your practice pad, or no drumsticks at all. Maybe you're using your hands. whatever you choose to do. But make sure you get yourself in the proper position. So making sure that your snare drum or your practice pad is set up properly, you have proper position, you're practicing your proper technique, you understand these basic things before you get started. And if you don't know those answers to these things, how to set up your drumsticks, how to hold them, how to set up your practice pad or your snare drum, what posture or what height your chair is supposed to be. If you don't know any of those, make sure you go back and watch how to set up your drum kit or how to hold your drumsticks. Those free videos are out there on my website, so I suggest you do a little pre-learning here before we get started. But if you're ready to go, I am too. So what you need to know, other than what equipment you need to have a metronome. So we're going to be using a metronome today, and you're going to be picking your speeds. Now, if you haven't done so already, I suggest that you print out your worksheets that came along with the lesson pack. And we are on the rudiments part. So you have, of course, your pages here. But notice even on the exercises that it has, I'll show this camera over here, and it has the BPMs all written at the top here. Now remember, you're starting slow and progressing as we go. So we're progressing slowly throughout the lesson series, okay? So we're starting on the low end and we're gonna be slowly working our way up. Remember not to jump from the slow speed and then you're like, okay, that was pretty easy. I can go like double the speed. You don't just jump from one end to the other. Go slowly, progress it through. Your goal is to be able to play all of these rudiments and play for, let's say, example, the length of time that you're going to be playing with comfort and ease without any muscle tension. We don't want any tension. We don't want any flex muscles. We don't want to be squeezing our muscles. We want to be relaxed and comfortable. And as soon as we start to feel that tension and stuff, you'll know that's kind of where your limit is. And that's usually the point where your rudiments and your playing starts to fall apart. So just be careful of that. It's recommended that all of our exercises today, it's recommended that you play for either a time limit or you play the exercise a certain number of times. So for today, what I'm going to be doing when we go through these exercises is I'm going to be playing for each exercise 1 minute long. So I'm going to be choosing what speed I want to do at, when I want to play at, and then I'm going to be playing 1 minute long for the exercise. So, and what I use of mine is I'm going to be using my phone as my timer. So I have it kind of set up here with a metronome already built into it, and I'm playing. And there's lots of apps that have timers built into them. You can use a stopwatch, you can have another timer, whatever it is. So you need to have your metronome and a timer, I guess, in order to play with me today. But you can also just play the exercise a certain number of times. So maybe the exercise that's written on the paper here, you can play that, let's say you're going to play it 20 times. Okay, 20 times in a row without stopping to a metronome. So it's going to involve a little more brain power though, because it's going to involve you counting how many times that you played. The last thing that I want you to know is that how you're going to be reading the exercises today. Here is a reminder of what we did last time on the rhythm and counting lesson that we just did the last one. So all of these are eighth notes, which means that it's each of these pieces, each of these black dots that are connected together here, they're eighth notes and they're counted in half beats. Okay, so it is counted kind of like I said on the screen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Remember, each of the black dots means that we play something, which means we're going to be hitting the pad or hitting our lap or whatever, hitting the drum of whatever it is. Okay. All the exercises are 4/4 time, which means each of them, they don't need to do any math. I made it simple for you today. So there's 4 beats in every exercise. Just remember that you're hitting in each bar, you're hitting the drum 8 times, and each of them are half. The metronome is going to be counting the numbers for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat, 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 beat. Okay? So it's going to be how we play and how we match it. It's going to be beat, 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 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? So notice how I'm hitting the drum twice as many times as the beeps are. Okay? So that's eighth notes. You'll kind of get the pattern for it pretty quickly. But otherwise, do the best you can. Always make sure you follow technique. Technique is the most important thing, and have some fun during it. So let's get started with our exercises. And again, if you haven't printed the exercise sheet or you don't have it in front of you, make sure you do. Now, what I'm going to start with is I'm going to show you demonstrate 4 things for you, and then we're going to start to combine these 4 things together to make it a bit more challenging. So let's start off with our first rudiment. Our first rudiment is an exercise that actually practices building strength and stamina for one hand at a time. And this is called the 8-8-16. So here's what it is. We are going to be playing, we start with the right hand on this exercise. The sheet music is on the screen there. We start with the right hand in this exercise, and we are going to be, first of all, we're going to hit the drum with our right hand 8 times, okay, with good form. Always aiming for the center of the drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'd go to the left hand, hit the drum with our left hand 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then back to the right hand, but we're going to do 16 times. Hence 8, 8, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now you can count that exactly out loud like I did there, or you can count it a different way. For example, maybe I count to 8 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or maybe you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm still hitting the drum 18 times. I'm just saying it and counting it differently. Follow along the best as you can. Choose a method that works for you. After I go 8 on the right, 8 on the left, 16 on the right, then I'm going to flip everything and start with the left. Left hand 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right hand 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the left hand gets a 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so to summarize it, 8 on the right, 8 on the left, 16 on the right, and then it flips it. 8 on the left, 8 on the right, 16 on the left. And it basically, once we finish that whole pattern, we start right back at the top. So follow along with your sheet music here. I have mine sitting on my floor tom. Maybe you have a stand or something that's there. Now, today, for the purpose of this video, we're going to be demonstrating this. I'm going to be doing this for 1 minute entirely. I'm going to play at a slow speed so you can play along with me, or you can pause the video after I finish and try it yourself. You can watch for the first time if you choose to. And then I'm going to demonstrate 120 beats per minute. So do your best. You'll be able to hear the metronome as you see, but I want you to just have some fun with it. So feel free. You can pause it and watch, or you can listen and watch. So we are going to start with 60 beats per minute. Okay, here we go. We're going to count it in all together so it all goes together. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again. 1. There we go. 2. Stay nice and relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2. There we go. And 16 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Great. And my timer just stopped just before then. So wherever you are, I like to kind of finish it off as we go. So that was what it feels like, 60 beats per minute. Now, as we start to play a little faster, it's going to be hard to say 11, 12, 13, 14, like saying these syllables out loud. So I'm going to count in my head for the last one. Now, I want you to watch as I play 120 beats per minute. I want you to kind of watch what my hands are doing, okay? They're not kind of holding back here. They're staying nice and close, okay? Notice how relaxed my fingers are. Let's go with 120 beats per minute. Okay, now I'm just demonstrating this speed. I wouldn't jump this far, but I'm just going to demonstrate it. Here we go, 120 beats per minute. Same idea, 8, 8, 16 for 1 minute straight. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay nice and relaxed. Hitting right in the center of the drum. Nice. Awesome. So again, my timer stopped a little bit early, but that's okay. I just always wanted to finish the speed that I'm at. So that was 120 beats per minute. And the faster it gets, the more strain it's going to have. You have to try and use your muscles of your fingers and your wrist to try and utilize that bounce to try and push it back down. Okay, especially when you're repeating the same hand over and over again. So that's the 8-8-16. That's a great exercise to try and even the hands right and left out. Okay, let's move on to our next rudiment. It's called single strokes. And this is what I like to think as a basic exercise. The single strokes is a very, very simple exercise. It's probably the most commonly used one, and most people think about when they play drums. It's alternating hands. Okay, so now on the exercise sheet itself, it says part A and part B. We're going to be playing those differently, okay? So part A is going to be by itself, and then part B is going to be by itself. So I'm going to play part A for a minute at 60, and then part A at 120, and then again, part B and part B. Now, I want you to play along with me as we do these, if you can, and if you can't, just watch, and then notice kind of where I'm hitting the drum and how my hands go. Now, for singles, it's right, left, alternating hands, okay? Part A starts with the right hand as a first hit. So right, left, okay? The part B has left hand first. Left, right. And remember, I'm switching it up here. I want to practice both so that my body and my brain get used to knowing which hand goes first and also practicing that, okay? So the beeps are going to come every time that on part A, the beeps are going to come every time the right hand hits the drum. And on part B, the beeps are going to come on the left hand, okay? So again, we're playing 8 notes. Same as before, we're playing for 1 minute exactly, and we're going to keep going over and over again. So it's right. So part A, first time, we're going to do 60 beats per minute, and then we're going to go 120 beats per minute just to demonstrate. You might not be ready for 120, but keep in mind. Now remember, as we do this, try and make sure that your drumsticks are aiming for the center of the drum, okay? We're not hitting in a random direction sideways or this way or anything, okay? And we want to make sure that everything is even, okay? So not one hand is going louder than the other or vice versa, okay? We want to make sure things are nice and even and utilizing the bounce of the drum, okay? So let's play for 60 beats per minute for 1 minute straight. Here we go. Single strokes. I'll count you in. Here it comes. All right, let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, left. Now, you don't need to have your hands really big movements. Again, utilize the bounce. Nice and even strokes. 30 more seconds. Keep it nice and relaxed. Follow the beeps. Follow the metronome. Ten more seconds. All right. So there's our 1 minute of 60 beats per minute. Now, before I go to the 120, I'm going to go to do part B while I'm at the low speed. This time, instead of going right, left, I'm going to go left, right. So exactly same, just flip the hands around. 60 beats per minute with part B, single strokes. Okay, same idea. I'm going to count you in, playing for 1 minute. Here we go, getting used to it. Here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right. Very good. Stay nice and relaxed. Hitting the center of the drum. Good. 10 more seconds. Let the drumsticks do the work. Very good. All right. So sometimes that even feels a little bit foreign to lots of people when they start to do the left hand first. So it's kind of cool to try both, and it's important to do both. So make sure we get both. Okay, let's do part A again. Right, left, but 120 beats per minute. Okay, here we go. Single strokes. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Right hand first. The right hand is going the same time as the beeps. Keep your hands loose, holding the drumsticks with good hand technique. Even strokes. That's it. 10 more seconds. Great. Perfect ending on that one. All right. I'm going to do that all again, except this time I'm doing part B of single strokes. Left hand first. So it's left, right. Okay? Remember the left hand every time the beep comes. It might feel a little funny at the start, but you'll get it. Okay, 120. Here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right. Keep your fingers nice and relaxed. Holding the drumsticks nice and loose. Even strokes. Make sure the right hand and the left hand look the same. 20 more seconds. One and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Keep it going. Very good. Okay, so the left hand it's important to practice both. So that's single strokes, a very common, very basic one that's important to learn, and you're going to probably use most of the time when you play drums is single strokes. So that some people just call them singles. So when playing singles, that's what it means. All right, let's move on to our next exercise. Our next rudiment is doubles. Now, doubles, singles was right, left, right, left. Doubles, you can kind of predict. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So it's 2 on the right, 2 on the left. And so it's same as the last one, is split into 2 sides, part A and part B. Part A, the first time we're going to play it is going to be right hand first, and then the part B is going to be left hand first. So right, right, left, left, versus on part B, left, left, right, right. All right, so let's start with part A. We're going to go back to 60 beats per minute. And we are going to be doing right, right, left, left. Now, here's a pro tip for doubles. Your goal is, John, I want you to get familiar with this, is I want you to, something to think about. I want you to try and make the sound of your doubles sound even, okay? Okay? I want it to sound even, versus I don't want it to sound like this. Notice that? Notice how the first hit is a lot louder than the second hit. Try and make the volume of both hits that you do on each hand the same. All right, so this is going to be a little tricky one. Now, this one involves a little bit more of the whipping motion that you do with your hand. So it's going to be wrist first. Okay, a little bit of ripping action. Let's do 60 beats per minute, part A. Okay, right, right, left, left. Here we go. Nice and easy, 1 minute long. I'll count you in. Here it goes. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, right, left, left. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stay nice and relaxed. Even strokes. Think about where your hand technique is. Are your drumstick tips going in the same direction? Are they hitting in the center of the drum? All right, good. Now let's do the part B now. So this time, left, left, right, right. Okay, opposite sides. Part B of doubles. I'll count you in. Here we go, coming soon. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. Even strokes. Remember the whipping motion. Loosen the fingers. Don't squeeze those drumsticks too hard. And good posture too. Sit upright. Don't forget that even volume of your hips. Very good. Okay, so that's part A. That's part B at 60 beats per minute. Now let's speed it up. This is, remember, just a demonstration. Okay, I'm not expecting you to jump from 60 to 120. I want you to move slowly. So the next speed you would be at, if you feel comfortable at 60, and you could do that very well, is go to 70. Now I'm going to go to 120 beats per minute, and I'm going to start with part A, okay? Right, right, left, left. Right hand lead first. Here we go. It's going to come quick. Here's a demo. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and even. Even volume. Nice and relaxed. Feel the bounce of the drumsticks. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. All right, so that's part A. I was right, right, left, left, 120. Now let's go to part B, left, left, right, right, 120. Double strokes. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. Left hand first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, even volume. Try and think about your palms of your hand facing down. Even volume. Center of the drum. Almost there. You can do it. Great job. So that's doubles. So we've done singles, or done 8, 8, 16s, singles, doubles, and now we're moving on to our final exercise and then we're going to try and trick you and combine all the exercises together, all the rudiments that we just learned today together. So our next exercise is called a paradiddle. Kind of a funny word, paradiddle. Now a paradiddle is a pattern that you play, and this is the pattern. It starts with a single and then ends with a double. So it's played, so here's how it goes. It starts with the right hand. It's going to go right, left, right, right. Okay, I'll start that again. Right, left, right, right. And actually, if you say the word paradiddle as you play, it makes sense. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Notice the word diddle. Diddle is double. Anything that says diddle is a double. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Okay, right, left, right, right. And then after you play right, left, right, right, we do the exact opposite. Left, right, left, left. Left, right, left, left. Okay, so paradiddle, paradiddle. So we're practicing on both sides. So a paradiddle, a full paradiddle, is going to be all together. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Okay, I'll do it slow. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Okay? And it basically repeats itself over and over again. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So let's demonstrate it at 60 beats per minute for 1 minute long. And then we will try, and then I will demonstrate what 120 looks like. Paradiddles, 60 beats per minute. I'll count you in. Just remember, right hand first. Here it comes. Let's start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Now I know we're using a bit more brain power. but all the rules still apply. Even strokes. Try not to speed up. Hit the center of the drum. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. All right, that's a minute perfectly. It's 60 beats per minute. Now, it's a little more brain power. So like I was saying during it, make sure, again, you're trying to hit the center of the drum. Stay relaxed. Let the bounce do the work. All right, let's demonstrate what 120 beats per minute is like. Change my metronome. All right, here we go. 120 beats per minute for a minute long, doing the paradiddle. I'll count you in. Here it comes. Right hand first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Even volume. Almost there. Awesome job. All right, so that is 120 beats for doing a paradiddle. And as you get faster with that, that's just kind of a fun beat to play. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I want to dance or something as you do it. Pretty cool beat actually to do paradiddles over the toms as a fill as well. So you're going to see paradiddles come back a lot, and paradiddles are such a cool rudiment that you can learn and apply to the drums in lots of settings. So those are all our basic rudiments that we're going to be learning in the lesson today. And now we're going to do some complicated exercises to put them all together. So we learned the 8-8-16, which is basically just an exercise to kind of practice getting one hand to work over and over again. Singles, doubles, and paradiddles. Now we're going to combine them a little bit all together. So I have 4 exercises that's going to combine them all together. So our first exercise, we're going to play for a minute straight. We're going to do slow. We're going to do 60 and 120 as we did before. So let's bring up our first exercise. Our first exercise, here is our sheet music, and it says R and L at the top, so it tells us right, left, or right and left, whichever it is. Notice the first bar, it's right, left, right, left, right, left. Recognize those? Those are singles, okay? And then the second half is right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Okay, so interesting. So we're doing 1 bar of singles and 1 bar of doubles. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And then it repeats itself over and over again. Okay, so 1 bar of singles, 1 bar of doubles. And just goes in a cycle, nonstop, until we are. So you have to kind of keep your brain alert to make sure we're playing it right. If you happen to mess up during these exercises, that's okay. You just kind of play singles and then start back in when you can. All right, so let's start with singles. Let's start with exercise number 1, 60 beats per minute for 1 minute long. I'll count you in when it's time. Here it comes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Singles, doubles, singles, doubles, singles, doubles, all right, make sure you're following even volume. Didn't finish halfway through, but that's okay. So my timer stopped and I was halfway through, but that's okay. All right, now we're going to do 120 beats per minute. Here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Singles, doubles, singles, doubles. All right, great. Now, that was 120 on exercise number 1. So that was a kind of a cool trick. Let's move on to exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is actually the exact same as exercise number 1, but notice the difference. Everything is left hand first. So left hand goes first. It's the first bar is singles, second bar is doubles, just the same as the last exercise, but it's left hand first. Left, right, and then it goes left, left, right when we get to the doubles. Okay, so it tricks you a little bit. So let's go to 60 beats per minute on exercise number 2 of this all together part. And remember, left hand goes first. Here we go. I'll count you in when it's time. Here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Singles, doubles, singles, doubles. Even volume, relaxed fingers. Stop me halfway through again. So that's okay. So that was 60 beats per minute. Now let's try, and I'm going to demonstrate to you 120 beats per minute. Here we go. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost there. Oh, great job. Great job. So that was 120 on exercise number 2 there. All right, let's move on to exercise number 3. Exercise number 3. Now, exercise number 3, let's have a look at the music here. It's, okay, so we have 4 bars here that we're gonna be playing. Looks like our top line looks exactly the same as exercise number 1. So we have our first bar is singles, right, left, right, left. Our second bar is doubles, right, right, left, left. And then our bottom lines there, bar 3 and 4, is if you look at the pattern, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and it repeats itself for bar number 4. Remember what that pattern was? That's a paradiddle. It's a paradiddle. So it starts with singles, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. A doubles, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And then 2 sets of paradiddles in a row. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Okay? And then it repeats itself all back together. So let's go 60 beats per minute doing exercise number 3. I'll count you in as per usual. 1 minute long. All right, here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doubles. Paradiddle. Again, paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. Paradiddle. Paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. Paradiddle. Singles again. Doubles. Paradiddle. Oh, great job. So that was a bit tricky, especially when you get to the paradiddle. So you remember the pattern now. Now let's go to 120 beats per minute. Same exercise, right hand first. It's going to be a little harder. Okay, so follow along. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doubles. Paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. Paradiddle. Oh, great job. That was a bit tougher, especially at the faster speeds. You kind of have to remember what's coming next. Okay, after the singles, what comes next? And so that's a bit challenging. So practice it. Again, start slower speeds, let your body get comfortable with it, and move on. All right, our last exercise, exercise number 4, in similar fashion to exercise number 1 and 2. Number 4 is exactly the same as exercise number 3, but it's all flipped around. So now it's left hand lead. So again, it starts with the singles, goes to doubles, and then ends with paradiddles, okay? So notice there's 4 bars, okay? The paradiddles are twice as long, and it always starts with the left hand. Now the paradiddles part is a bit tricky when you're starting with the left hand first. So instead of right hand, right, left, 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 but because we're starting with the left hand, it's gonna be like this. Left, right, right, left, right. So it's kind of going to throw you off a little bit. That's why we practice at slow speeds first. So left hand lead, exactly the same. Starts with singles, then doubles, then paradiddles. All right, let's do 60 beats per minute. Here it comes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doubles. Paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. Paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. Paradiddle. Singles. Doubles. There you go. So you notice even in that last exercise, I got confused a little bit halfway through there. I want to keep it in real time, so I'm not going to edit that out because it's meant to be a little challenging in the brain. Even slower speeds can sometimes. You're always thinking what's coming next, and then random thoughts get in. All right, let's demonstrate and let's try this at 120 beats per minute. Even though, because I had a little trouble there at 60 beats per minute, I wouldn't jump to this. But I want to demonstrate it for you regardless for the sake of this lesson. All right, same idea, left hand first, 120 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. That was a bit challenging on the brain, but I'm glad I got through it. So that is our lesson on rudiments. So in this whole lesson series, remember, we tried 8, 8, 16. We did singles, we did doubles, we did paradiddles, and then we made some confusing exercises to combine it all together. Now, use these exercises to your advantage, whether you're doing warm-ups, whether you're doing as part of your practice plan. You're trying to you're trying to program your brain and teach your brain to move and to remember these little patterns so that it makes it easier to move around the drums and it becomes a bit more automatic. So use these as you will. Now, moving on to our next lesson, we're going to show you what I like to do for a warm-up and how I use rudiments involved in that. And then we get to start to play some beats and practices the actual drums and play some fills. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Great job today.